DAF's always fault. So, true to their name, we're going to have a look at this one. EBS and ABS warning lights. This is part 1 of 2, guys, so make sure you follow and like, ready for part 2. Alright, we're going to get this one fired up and see what we're playing with. Oh, so straight away we can see we've got a red brake warning, followed by stability control, all the lights, tyre pressure system malfunction as well. Yeah, okay, so we better get this one plugged in and have a look. That buzzer there is telling me that the crane or some part of the crane is not stowed away correctly, and I found out what it is quite quickly. I noticed that that is not in front of the proximity sensor, which means that this leg is not all the way up. So for now I'm just going to wedge my bar in there, but we'll sort that out later before handing the vehicle back over to the customer. Someone's already kindly plugged into this for me before. I'm looking at the fault codes. We've got front axle speed sensor offside, and we've also got control unit power supply pin 8. Now I know straight away, I've seen this fault before, but we'll come to the control unit voltage issue in a minute. So we're just going to go through the basic checks. I know someone has already been in here, checked that the air gap is set on the sensor. It says they've also checked the exciter rings and other bits and pieces, but I'm going to start from the beginning. When I always do a diagnostics, I'm going to start from the very beginning. I'm going to jack it up, I'm going to check the wheel bearing, make sure there's no play in the wheel bearing. I'm going to try and pull the ABS sensor out. If it's free, hopefully that'll come out, and we can check the end of it, make sure there's not a hole in it, because there's another common cause. So there we go, bar underneath the wheel bearing's good, I'm happy with that. There's no play in that whatsoever. So now I'm just going to do a quick resistance check and test the wiring, or test the ABS sensor rather. So anywhere from sort of around about 1100 ohms up to around about 1600 ohms roughly, which this one was reading about 15, so I'm happy that that sensor resistance wise is fine. Luckily, very luckily, I managed to pull that sensor out by hand, as you can see there. If you look through that hole, you can see the exciter ring. It's about the only way you can see these without having to strip everything off, so I'm happy with that. Give the ABS sensor a clean up, and I use this Wabco grease. This is by far the best stuff for ABS sensors. It's proper sticky, never dries out. Don't use copper slip because it's rubbish. And that's it for part 1, guys. Don't forget to follow and like, ready for part 2. Take care now.